why do you think so many of us have resistance to speaking and communicating?
Yeah, I think many people are uh, putting value on how they will be received in their communication and what they say. So I can feel that with myself as well.
Mm.
If I see something that I feel is really vital, I can feel resistance of writing it or saying it.
Mm. Yes. And where does that come from?
Well, that comes from my childhood.
Mm.
I see it really, really clearly
Mm.
because when I was a child, I saw things very clearly. So I knew a lot of things that my parents and my older siblings didn't know. And I communicated that, and they didn't see what I was saying. They got angry.
Mm. It seems so many of us got some type of programming like that. And
Yeah,
I've always found it so interesting that the number one FEAR is public speaking and speaking up and out. And however, it's not even being public about it. It's like could just be an email or speaking to a friend or a loved one. Uh, my whole
yeah. So
life,
for
I've
me, that is more
yet more.
charged. Yeah, more.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I can speak publicly. It's easier for me than to speak with my family.
interesting. Hmm. Yeah. Well, I have always felt that too. And that's something that I've been working through for a long time. And it's really lovely to be able to finally sit here and film a conversation and be comfortable with it. And still, as I continue to evolve and elevate my consciousness and see that there's more, I'm stepping into more of who I am choosing to be. I come across, more resistance to that. Even today, it's so wild, really, because we're so close and we've been together all these, we've been connected for a long time. And you've been through all of our programs, number of our programs. And even today, for this, I was feeling resistance to just having this conversation with you. And I had to remind myself that it's nothing, that's not who I am. And maybe that's just old energy coming up. However, uh, most of me who I am, I can, like right now, I'm perfectly comfortable with you. So that was just before this, having resistance to do it. And you said similar to sending some of those emails to me. Uh, After you sent them, how did you feel?
Yeah, a little bit. I felt a relief sending them, and then a little bit shaky because I didn't know how you would receive it. Would you be angry to know, oh no, not another word?
It's so funny because I love you, Maria. I was kind of like that. I was like, oh my God, maybe I was picking that up from you. Uh, and then I just had so much appreciation for you that you are, that you keep looking and seeing, and it's so good. It's so good. I keep telling Cara I'm so appreciating Maria for showing me some of the words that I wasn't seeing.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. I feel so much appreciation to hear that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And on all the words that we've elevated together through for the invigorates. Wow. And there's still a few that will be changing today. Uh, I would just see that this is evident that it is true that words create,
Yeah.
that words, they all carry an energy. They have something about them. Our list is getting really long. Maybe we can start putting together our list together. And to think we started with, the first two words, remember the first words we started with, and I find it fascinating that individuals are still using these words, was the WANT and the NEED. It's like those are the basics. And now we're seeing words that we would think that are beautiful words, that are good words.
Yeah.
And it's like inside the words, there's something hidden. And yeah.
Yeah, and I speak Swedish as my language, and I always liked English because there are so many beautiful words in English. And now when we look at them,
Mm.
as you said, there are other hidden words inside of a word that is not in the same light as the other word. That sounds like a nice, good word, like the word awareness.
Yes. And
That one has the word war in it.
yeah, look at the, yes, yes. And once you showed me that, I could not see it.
Yeah,
Yes. And I love appreciation instead of the other word. Yeah.
yeah. Yes, I think when you see them, you just see them. And if you haven't started to see them,
Mm.
it's you don't really know what we are talking about.
Yes. Yes. Some might think it's a little silly. So, what would you say to someone if they said, "Well, it's just a word, and when I say it, I'm not saying it like that, or I'm not having the focus of what's that. This is what I am saying when I say this word." If someone were to say that about any of these words that we're choosing to eliminate, what and choose something else, what would you say?
That the word has the building blocks with letters, and the letters form energy. And in the word harmony that I have had in my business name, and also in Swedish, it's the same as in English, and it has the word HARM in it.
Was
And we most people don't feel that when they say the word. And I feel such difference when I choose another word instead. I feel I didn't know that it was impacting me on that deep level. And now when I choose more and more light words and words that are without this confusion, then I feel so much more joyous and happy, and I feel energized. And
mm, yeah, I like what you said without the confusion, because that's confusing when there's a word and letters put together and they're telling us that it's something good and we're also seeing something not so good in it.
yeah,
And that was one that when I saw that word, I was like, wow, because now it's so obvious. How did I not see that before? I mean, look at just the first four letters.
yeah,
Mm. And then what it's saying after that. Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's rewarding to be curious about the words that we use and how the letters in the words and the combination and how they sound. And
Mm. Okay. Yes. So Maria, now when I get an email from you, I say, oh, good, another word. And I was almost the same that you were with me. I was almost like this with Carl because there's so much. I mean, simply changing the name from what it was to Super Elevate, there's so many places to change that. He's been creating a new logo, and it's like he's the one who does so much of this creations, and that's his time and energy to up level all these things. So I was like, how's he gonna feel when I tell him another one too? Maria's got another one. And beautiful thing, of course, because he is where, we're, he loves it. He's loving it. Yeah. So, yeah, it's feeling really, really good. It's feeling really divine.
Yeah.
We're here to live our divine truth. So I love that we are choosing words that are matching and reflecting and speaking of who we are.
Yeah. And I also like the co-creation of it.
Mhm. Yeah,
And it's so much fun.
it's so much fun. Yes.
Yeah. You can
Mhm.
ask me a question, I can ask you a question, and
Mhm.
yeah,
Yes. It's
more
so much.
divinity is created.
Say it again.
More divinity is created.
Yes. Yeah. I've been feeling like you're an angel in my life, Maria, and that perhaps before now we kind of set this up and that it was going to be your job, your joy of being to be bringing to light some of these words. So I really appreciate you.
Oh,
So
I
good.
appreciate you so much.
Uh, oh, beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.